Welcome back to the Chad DiMera channel. The brand new preview video for the week of May Moymoth to the Moylump just dropped, and it is jam-packed with some of the most explosive, jaw-dropping, and heart-stopping moments we have seen in years. We are talking about lethal hitman contracts, shocking corporate power plays, and a legacy character resurrection that is going to shatter the entire foundation of the Carver and DiMera families. I am still trying to catch my breath. Can you believe the absolute chaos the writers are feeding us right now? It is pure soap opera gold. And you won't believe what happens next with Dr. Wilhelm Rolf. The mad scientist himself, the man who has played God more times than we can count, is about to have a full-blown panic attack. The promo shows Rolf frantically checking on his prized patient, Lexie Carver, only to find her hospital bed completely empty. That's right, Lexie is missing. The video wraps up with an absolute heart-stopper of a cliffhanger. Lexie Carver, alive, breathing, and looking incredibly disoriented, stumbling right out of the DiMera secret passageway. She has officially emerged from the dark, winding tunnels that Stefano built decades ago. That's crazy. After being presumed dead since hanging Lair Muhai from that devastating, inoperable brain tumor, Lexie is back in the flesh. But here's the kicker. Abe Carver is standing right there to witness it. The preview teases that Abe is going to completely reel over being reunited with his former flame and the absolute love of his life. Can you even imagine the psychological shock this man is about to endure? For 14 long, agonizing years, Abe has mourned his beloved wife. He stood by her grave. He raised their son, T.U., all by himself. And he eventually built a whole new life, marrying the fabulous Paulina Price. Now, the literal ghost of his past is standing right in front of him. I think this is going to break Abe in ways we aren't ready for, especially when the toxic, venomous DiMera secret starts spilling out into the light of day. Because let's not forget the darkest, most twisted part of this miraculous resurrection. E.J. DiMera and Lexie's own son, Theo Carver, already knew she was alive. They have been hiding this massive, earth-shattering secret from Abe for weeks. Tao has been agonizing over this burden, desperately seeking professional trauma counseling from Marlena Evans just to cope with the immense pressure of lying to his father. When Abe finally finds out that his own flesh and blood, along with the ruthless EJ, kept him in the dark while Lexie was hooked up to machines in a hidden hospital basement, the betrayal is going to be unforgivable. EJ's a manipulative, heartless monster for doing this to Abe, and I will passionately defend anyone who takes EJ down for this profound cruelty. Let's think about Paulina Price for a second. Paulina has been loudly complaining to Bell Black about EJ, using her hatred for the DiMera patriarch as a massive smokescreen to hide her sheer terror over the Lexie secret. Paulina knows that the moment Lexie Carver steps back into Abe's life, her own marriage could be in serious jeopardy. Lexie is Abe's epic, once-in-a-lifetime soulmate. The history they share, the family they built together, it is legendary in the soap opera world. Paulina has been a wonderful wife to Abe, helping him through his amnesia and his mayoral duties, but competing with a resurrected ghost. That is an impossible battle. When Abe realizes that Paulina also kept him in the dark to protect Theo, the fallout is going to be nuclear. I honestly feel a little bad for Paulina, but she should have told Abe the truth the second she found out. Speaking of taking down DiMera, let's pivot to the most unhinged, dangerous woman currently roaming the streets of Salem, Kristen DiMera. The weekly promo shows Kristen summoning Sander Kyriakis for a highly secretive, incredibly tense meeting. She is absolutely desperate to get the former mercenary alone in her lavish hotel room. Sander is visibly curious, and honestly, so am I. What could Kristen possibly want with the Kyriakis bad boy? Well, Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal that Kristen is going to lay a fatal, cold-blooded job offer right on the table. What I want now is for you to kill him, Kristen demands in the preview video, her eyes burning with lethal intent. Amazing, but also utterly terrifying. Who is the target of this dark contract? We know that the deeply troubled teenager Sophia Choi completely botched Kristen's initial sloppy plan to murder Johnny DiMera in that horrific, blazing apartment fire. Sophia couldn't get the job done, leaving Johnny traumatized but alive, and now Kristen wants a seasoned, professional hitman to finish the bloody work. But a lot of fans think she's still targeting Johnny to make EJ suffer the ultimate pain of losing a child. I'm telling you, it's definitely possible she has shifted her crosshairs directly onto EJ himself. Kristen is furious that EJ holds the keys to the DiMera mansion, and she wants her arrogant brother gone permanently. Let's dive into Kristen's psychological profile for a minute, because this woman is completely losing her grip on reality. She is currently suffering from soaking wet, blood-soaked hallucinations of Sophia haunting the DiMera living room. Her immense guilt over bashing Sophia's head with a rock is eating her alive, manifesting as severe, crippling paranoia. She is projecting all of this unhinged trauma onto Marlena, fighting her tooth and nail over Rachel's Bayview visits. Kristen is a cornered animal right now, trapped by her own murderous actions, and that makes her incredibly unpredictable and dangerous. Will Sander actually take the job? That is the million-dollar question keeping me up at night. Sander has been trying so hard to be a better man, playing corporate games with Kate Roberts and dealing with his messy, complicated situationship with Gwen Reeschek. But Sander has a dark, violent, mercenary past. He has killed before, and he has a deep-seated, burning hatred for EJ DiMera. If the price is right, Sander might just revert to his old, lethal ways. I think this was a huge mistake on Kristen's part, though, because Sander is a massive wild card. He is just as likely to take her money and then ruthlessly blackmail her with a secret recording of the hit. Meanwhile, the corporate warfare at DiMera Enterprises is reaching a spectacular boiling point. The preview reveals the sophisticated Tony DiMera making a shocking, calculated play. He sits down with Gabi Hernandez and flat out asks if she would like to be the next CEO of DiMera Enterprises. What? Gabi's going to have some serious reservations, considering she has been burned by Tony's sophisticated Grandmaster chess games before, but he is going to make a very compelling, irresistible pitch. But here's why this development is so insanely brilliant and perfectly timed. Gabi is already planning to crash Stefano's upcoming will reading. Philip Kyriakis just took a mystery trip across the pond to the UK, digging deep into Stefan DiMera's old London boarding school days when he went by the alias Sam Maitland. Philip secured pristine, undeniable handwriting evidence to prove that Stefan's divorce papers were entirely forged. Gabi is about to declare herself Stefan's legal widow and claim his massive share of the DiMera pie. Tony offering her the CEO spot right as she is about to legally seize power is a masterclass in DiMera strategy. Is Tony doing this to block EJ from seizing total, tyrannical control? Absolutely. Tony knows EJ is a ruthless dictator who will run the company into the ground. But as the creator of the Chad DiMera channel, I have to say, where does this leave our boy Chad? Chad is the only DiMera with a shred of actual humanity, integrity, and brilliant business sense left. I will ruthlessly defend Chad's right to sit in that CEO chair. If Tony and Gabi team up to oust EJ, Chad needs to form his own powerful alliance to protect his legacy and his children's future. Chad is currently busy supporting Theo and dealing with his complicated, messy feelings for Cat Green, but he needs to wake up and fight for his rightful throne. And we absolutely cannot ignore the heartbreaking, infuriating teen drama happening across town. The preview features a grieving, vengeful Amy Choi raging at Holly Jonas once again. "I don't believe a word that comes out of your mouth," Amy viciously snaps at the devastated teenager. Tate Black is standing firmly by his girlfriend, acting as her loyal shield, but the situation is rapidly spiraling out of control. This entire storyline is a masterclass in tragic irony and misplaced justice. Amy is on a relentless, blinding warpath, aggressively pushing the Salem Police Department to file criminal cyberbullying charges against Holly. Amy genuinely believes that Holly's cruel words drove Sophia to write that fake suicide note and jump into the freezing river. Holly is drowning in a sea of soul-crushing guilt, completely convinced that she is responsible for her former best friend's tragic death. But we know the real truth. Kristen DiMera is the real monster here. Kristen brutally murdered Sophia to cover her own tracks. Watching Holly take the fall for a legacy villain's brutal crime is absolutely infuriating. I hate seeing Holly suffer the weight of the world while Kristen sips expensive champagne in the DiMera mansion. Finally, let's talk about a slow burn romance that is finally catching fire again. Sean Brady is officially getting settled into Jada Hunter's apartment as he recovers from his severe leg injury. The preview shows them sharing some incredibly warm, intimate, and healing moments together. The familiar, undeniable spark between these two dedicated law enforcement officers is on full display as they take their very first tentative steps back into romantic territory. What do you guys think? Is Sean really ready to move on from his historically toxic relationship with Belle? Because let me tell you, Belle Black is going to lose her absolute mind when she finds out Sean is